Entertainers are among the biggest names in the industry worldwide, but many of them choose not to live here. Richard Wilkins caught up with one superstar who has found a home away from home.
This is probably the most famous pedestrian crossing in the world, immortalised on the cover of the Beatles' final studio album, Abbey Road, and it's right outside the EMI studios where many of England's top artists have recorded over the years. But interestingly, many of them don't live here anymore, preferring to take up residency overseas, often because of the high taxes here. One of Britain's best loved performers is Phil Collins, who these days is living in Geneva. Let's head off to Switzerland and find out what took him there. So Phil, what brought you to Geneva? The heart or the tax man?
The heart, Richard. I fell in love here, and I moved here. I didn't even realise there were tax advantages, naive though it might sound. You know, I know that the Swiss numbered bank account, all that kind of stuff has been a legend for years, but tax advantages, I thought you paid tax here the same as you anywhere else, and I do pay taxes. I don't pay vast amounts like I used to do in England, but that's not the reason I'm here. I'm here because I fell in love with it.
Phil moved here 2 years ago to be with the new lady in his life, Oriane, leaving behind wife Jill and some pretty nasty British tabloid press that made his divorce doubly painful. It's certainly a far cry from the Phil of old. This is your little fishing boat, is it?
Little thing I rustled up.
It's a new Phil. He's a new guy. The new improved Phil Collins. You're a lot happier than you were, aren't you?
Yeah. But you see, whenever I say that, I always feel guilty. I mean, guilt. No, I'm the happiest I've ever been. But at the same time, that infers that you kind of were unhappy before. I was very happily married. I have a wonderful daughter. I have 2 older kids. There was some, you know, I was very happily married. But I went through a bit of a dark tunnel with some things that happened, and as a result, my marriage suffered, and we split up. Now I'm back, probably happier than I ever was before.
Divorce is painful for anybody, more so when you're in the public eye. What toll did it take, Phil?
It was pretty terrible. I mean, you know, it was terrible because of the media, particularly in England. I have to say, Mr. Murdoch's crew. I mean, I have to say that they behaved abominably, and the journalists were camping in the garden. You know, my ex-wife Jill, she couldn't take Lily to school. It was murder. You know, it was absolutely awful. And the journalists would not back off. I tried all kinds of things, giving them pictures of me and Oriane together, doing this, doing interviews occasionally. They just wouldn't go away. But, and I'll never forget it. You know, never forgive, never forget.
Phil's last album, Both Sides, was an introspective and fairly bleak collection, unlike his new album, Dance Into the Light, which he recently recorded here in Geneva. It reflects his positive attitude and new lease on life.
To me, Both Sides is my best record, believe it or not. I believe there are some songs on that record that are amongst my best songs. I've Forgotten Everything, Can't Turn Back the Years, Please Come Out Tonight. I think they're great songs of mine. But as an album, it was a Blue album, and that's not what people expected. And this album, not by design, but by luck and by situation and good fortune, I'm very happy, and that reflects in the music, which means that you, in theory, get the old Phil Collins back.
How have you been able to not only survive, but thrive?
I'm still motivated, I'm still as excited by this record as I was by the first time I went into the studio with Genesis. You know, it's a new batch of songs, it's a new world.
Well, Phil, congratulations on the new album. Thanks for having us in your new hometown.
Yes, it's nice, isn't it? Goodbye, Ollie.
Phil
Collins on the Today programme from Britain. In fact, we were listening to some of the tracks from his new album, driving up to Yorkshire from Wales yesterday. It's a great new release. We're bringing you the news and weather next on the Today programme.